Before we go any further, I would like to acknowledge that we're meeting here today on the unceded lands of the Kaurna people. For all of the time of human habitation, these lands have been places of science and learning, and I feel privileged to be here at Flinders today, carrying on that tradition. So this week is Orientation Week. If you've come through the courtyard, you'll notice that there's some activities on campus down here at Sturt today. Hi, come on in. At Sturt today. But there are a large number of online activities available to you and on-campus activities available to you through the week. We're halfway through the week, but it's not too late to go to the orientation planner and look at any other activities that you think might be useful to you as you prepare for your studies next week. And the university rolls out a series of event weeks related to settling into university, and you'll receive notifications of those and the activities that are occurring in those weeks. And I encourage you, if you can, to participate in the activities that the university is offering in those weeks. They've been designed in conjunction with students to meet student need. So they should be helpful to you if you have the capacity to be involved in them. So our program today is a bit of a welcome to Flinders. There'll be some introductions. So we have at least one, possibly more, of the student reps that we have in the program who are have also been involved in the student club. Come and talk to you about those opportunities. And I'll also introduce you to members of the teaching team, in particular the topic coordinators for the topics, the core topics that you'll take in first year with us. My colleague Rowena, who is the student engagement coordinator for our programs, who has a really important role for you, and it's important that you know her and who she is and how to contact her. She's the go-to place for any questions that you have about your study plan or progress. If you find that things are not working out for you as you hoped and you want to reconsider what you're doing, or you need some help with negotiating any changes that you might need if you're unwell or your caring responsibilities are affecting your ability to study, if you want to withdraw from a topic, if you're studying part-time and you need somebody to make sure that you're taking the right topics in the right order, Rowena is your go-to person. And there's probably other things that she can help you with too, she'll tell you about. We'll have a bit of a time for a Q&A. I encourage you to ask questions. My experience is that people worry that their question is a silly question. Invariably from this side of the room, whenever a student asks a question, I see a number of other people nodding their head. That's a good question, I'd like to know the answer to that. So please be brave if you have got questions and do ask them. We've allowed some time to take a tour of the campus to make sure that you know where all of the key localities are that you'll need when you come on campus next week. And once we've had a tour of the campus, we'll break you off into groups. So do we have some students who are in the Bachelor of Health Science, Master of OT double degree here? Okay, so after the tour, we'll take you to meet the course coordinator for the Master's program. And it's quite likely that they'll have some other students there for you to meet, but to sort of give you an introduction to your full 5-year plan. And Masters of Bachelor of Health Sciences, Masters of Physio, okay? And the same with you, we'll take you to meet the course coordinator for the Masters of Physio as well. For the rest of you, we'll come back here and hopefully have an opportunity to chat about some aspects of being here at Flinders, but most importantly, make sure that you've had an opportunity to meet other people who are here who are studying the same specialisation or program as you. Can't stress enough the importance of developing networks and getting to know other people in your program, but in your topics as well. We know that students who manage to do that overall have a better experience at university. Okay, so they're my contact details. You'll find my contact details in a lot of places, and I'll highlight one of those places, but you're welcome to take those down now. Hi, come on in. I will say we'll make these slides available for you all after the session as well. So I've already asked about the students who are in the 2 double degrees with the Master of OT and the Master of Physio, but you can see there's a long list of you here in the room. Usually the biggest group is students who are doing a Bachelor of Health Sciences with no specialisation. Are any of you here today? Yep. So you're a big group with often quite diverse reasons for being here. So one of us will introduce you to each other, but we'll talk to you about that. Ageing. Okay, welcome. You might be the only one here today, but I'll make sure that you're not entirely alone. Digital health. No one in the room today? There are some in the course, they just might not be here. Health management. Yep. So you're in a small but select group as well. Health promotion. Okay. Innovation. Neuroscience and physiology. Yep, so that's usually a bigger group as well. So I'll make sure that you all know who each other are. Therapy studies. Big group. So people who are thinking about a future in one of the allied health professions or potentially medicine, great. And do we have anybody who's doing letters? Welcome. Associate degree or diploma? Okay. All right, so you can see that there's quite a diverse group of people who sit under our umbrella. And for those of you who are in the BHS and haven't taken a specialisation, it may not be your long-term plan to stay with us, but I encourage you to think about us and the specialisations that are available there. Not today, but perhaps in the future. Okay, some administration, sort of. So, have you all been able to log into the Wi-Fi? Okay, so the university provides free Wi-Fi while you're on campus. Use it. It's usually pretty straightforward to get into and it's reasonably efficient. I can recommend that you bookmark students.flinders.edu.au. That's a go-to site for most of the things that are not specific to your course or your topic, things that relate to being a student at Flinders generally. Student ID cards. You'll need those to order or to take anything out of the library. If you do end up using hard copies of anything. You may also need it for swipe access to after-hours facilities, if you're on campus after hours, or some facilities that are student only. And of course you'll need it for student discounts, which for many of you are going to be crucial to surviving financially while you're a student. So make sure that you have your student ID card. Hopefully by now you're all enrolled in all of your topics, but you may not be, and that's not terrible. We can work on that over the next few days with you if you need some help. But this slide provides information about how to enrol and register in classes. So if you haven't had a try yet, go to this link and have a go. If you need any advice about topics, Rowena is your go-to person. If you need advice about this process, it's best to go through Ask Flinders, through the General Student Help Desk. Okay, so I'm not going to go through these details now, but this slide will be available in Flow, which I'll explain in a minute if need be, for you to come back to and find specific information. Okay, I mentioned flow. Have many of you found flow yet? A few. So flow is short for Flinders Learning Online. It's the online learning management system that we use here at Flinders. All of the information that you need for all of your topics should be available on the flow site for that topic. So key documents are the Statement of Assessment Methods, which is the university's contract with you about how your learning will be assessed for each topic. Most topics will have a topic guide that sort of explains to you the general structure of the topic and the arrangements for communication and things like that. And then beneath those in Flow, you'll find detailed information about the assessments, so each of the assignments or quizzes or exams that you'll need to do for each topic, and information about how to submit those. Pretty much all work at Flinders needs to be submitted electronically into a Dropbox in the relevant topic in Flow, and everything that is submitted into those Dropbox goes through what we Turnitin. So some of you might have had Turnitin at school, but it's software that checks to see if any of the text that you have matches other sources. So it's one of the ways that the university manages academic integrity. For some of you, your topics will be in a new environment called Canvas. And the university is gradually moving all of the topics to Canvas. If your topic is in Canvas, if you can't see your topic in Flow, at the top of Flow there's a little coloured bar that can link you to Canvas. So you can go and look there for your topics. If you can't find a topic that you think you should be enrolled in, you can contact check your enrolment first and then check with the topic coordinator. Okay. For many of you, Flinders is a long way from home. And it's not always an easy place to get to by public transport, although I have to say the train has improved that quite a bit. Trains run very regularly during working hours. If you park on campus, you'll need a parking permit. There are two options. One is you buy a permit that covers you for the semester or the year. The other is that you pay casually, and there's an app for paying casually, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. You may find that you have classes at Sturt, and you also have classes over the other side of the campus on the main campus. There's a loop bus. Well, there are 3 bus services that go from Tonsley campus through Sturt and up the hill, one that runs from the railway station up the hill, and one that just runs around between Sturt and the main campus. And again, there's an app where you can track those and see where they are, and I'll show you that. If you have classes that are next to each other, so one finishes at 10 to 11 and one starts at 11, and one of them is up the hill and the other one is down here, or one of them is here or at Tonsley, I strongly recommend that you change one of those classes. Despite the fact that it seems to look okay on paper, 10 minutes to get between the 3 campuses just doesn't work for students most of the time. The buses don't work that quickly. It's possible to jog over, but not advised. And driving is high risk because it can often be quite difficult getting a park near to a teaching room during teaching hours. So if your timetable is showing you with that kind of spread, we strongly recommend that you attempt to change one of those sessions. What we find is that students spend the last 20 minutes of the first session being stressed about whether it will finish on time, race to the next session, and arrive stressed and flustered to the second session. So it very rarely ends up being a good experience. So we recommend that you avoid that if you can. All right. In addition here to information about how to access Flow, if you haven't already, you should be able to see a BHS general information site as one of your topics in Flow. That's a site that we use for general course communication with students. So there's bits and pieces of information there that are common to all students in these programs rather than related to specific topics. So you should have information for that. And we will be working on setting up little hubs for each of those groups that I showed on the previous slide so that you can communicate within your group, within your degree on that site. I mentioned apps. So there are 3 apps that are really key. I use the first 2 a lot. So the first one is Lost on Campus. You can download that, put in Flinders University, and you can use it to roughly locate rooms that you need to find on campus. I've been here nearly 6 years and I still use it sometimes. Busminder is the app that you can use to track the loop buses to see where they are on their route around the campuses, and there's information there about how to log in so that you get the right routes coming up on Busminder. And Cello Park is the app that you need to use if you opt for casual parking on campus. So when you arrive, you need to register in the app, and when you leave, you need to let the app know that you've left, or otherwise it'll keep charging you. There are lots and lots of scholarships at Flinders, and you don't have to do anything outstanding or have some special need or anything in particular for many of them. They're there to support students who are incurring costs and would like help with them. I'm not going to talk about what they all are, but I strongly recommend that you go and have a look. A lot of students who didn't think that scholarships would be a thing for them have found them really useful during the course of their time at Flinders. So don't think that they might not be for you. You should feel safe when you're here at all times. Okay? We have a number of people in our team who work at a high level in the college and the university on issues that affect safety, either physical safety or psychological safety. It's something that we're very committed to as a team. We encourage you to be an ally wherever you feel it is safe for you, for anybody who experiences unacceptable behaviour or harassment as well. I recommend that you put security on speed dial on your mobiles if you have one. Okay? It's nothing worse than trying to remember the number when you need it. So have it there. I have it in my phone. I've never needed to use it in an emergency, but it's always reassuring to have it there. Or you can use an email to report something if you would like to. If you ever come across a medical emergency or a fire, for example, on campus, don't go to security, just call 000, but let security know that someone's coming because they'll escort them to the right place on campus. Okay, health counselling and disability. Can't stress how useful this service is. For many of you are coming to university with health issues already, and quite possibly those are under control. University life can be pretty stressful. This is a big transition for most people wherever you're coming from. And even if you're in good health now, the challenges of university might mean that you could benefit from contact with either the health or counselling service. So again, keep those in mind. If you have a disability or if you are somebody with significant caring responsibilities, you may be eligible for an access plan. What that plan does is it says to the topic coordinators, this person's got things going on in the background that might affect their ability to meet deadlines or to participate in some activities. Please make reasonable accommodations for them. And usually in negotiation with the student, the disability advisor will specify what those should be. No information about the issue that is making you eligible for an access plan is disclosed to the topic coordinator. All the topic coordinator gets is some information about what they should be doing to support you. And so I strongly recommend that if you think that you might fit eligibility for that, to apply for that early. You may never use it, but it's, again, handy to have. Oop. Do we have Ivanka? And I don't think Mitchell's here yet. Mitchell's here? Oh, okay, you're out of my line of sight. Okay, let's move on to Mitchell. Come on up. I'm going to get you to use one of these. And it's being recorded, so you just need to stand in the light of the camera. So this is Mitchell Hewitt. Mitchell has just finished the third year of the Bachelor of Health Science in the Bachelor of Health Science Master of Physio program. So he's starting the Masters in Physio this year, and today they're having their orientation session, so he's whizzed down during his lunch break to chat to you. So please make him welcome.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks, Jane. Welcome to you all. I guess some of you not new to uni yet, and some are. So welcome. Very exciting years ahead. I just popped in today to quickly talk about two major things. So health science student reps, which I have been for the last couple of years, and also the health science club as well. So firstly on student reps, so I've got a QR code up there, which is a link to the Facebook page. So get your phones out and QR that, sign up to that, and that's basically a meeting space for all health science students as well as your student reps. So our role as student reps is basically to interact with you guys, get feedback on your course, how things are going, and our role is to meet with the course coordinator regularly to discuss that feedback, and we're just trying to improve the course and make change as you guys see fit. So we're representing you. So obviously I'll be moving on this year, and it'll be a vacant role. Jane will send out emails in a couple of weeks, I'm guessing, to all of you to give you the opportunity to join and have a go at that. So I just wanted to quickly talk today about the role and encourage you to take it up. So it's really not as much work as it sounds. You meet twice a semester with Jane, and then just regular email communication and that sort of thing with Jane and the fellow student reps. And it looks really great on your resume as well, so employers will look at that as volunteer experience. So yeah, have a crack at that. So I've got that QR code, and also we have got an email address which will be headed on to the new student reps, which you can email anytime if there's anything about the course you want communicated to the topic coordinator. So that's the student rep part. Second part of my role, I'm also president of the Health Sciences Club, student club. So that's more of a social thing rather than an official role. Again, sign up, that'll take you to the Facebook page and sign up from there. Again, a role that I'll be moving on from this year, so I really want to firstly recommend that you sign up as a member, because you'll get the first communication for all our events, merchandise, and anything else that might be relevant as far as what's happening within the university. But also consider signing up to join the committee and having a go in the club. Another thing that's going to look fantastic on your resume, and like I said, it's a bit more of a social thing, a bit more fun. So on that page, you'll find links to, merchandise is hopefully coming up next week, and also upcoming events as well. You'll be first in the know of that sort of stuff. But look, the committee is a lot of fun. It's a really good chance to meet other students coming into uni, might be your first year, and you don't really know anyone yet. So it is really great to meet another group of people that are interested, studying the same courses you, interested in the same sort of things, and working together to get this club going. So again, this is not much commitment either. It's maximum a couple hours a week. Mostly that is communicating with the committee. But yeah, I'd highly recommend, again, QR code that. Do it now if you like. I'm sure we'll get Jane to email these out to you on an announcement maybe. Yep. So you've got this. But with the club, next week we're holding our AGM. So yeah, if you are keen, I really do recommend you come along. The details of this are on our Facebook page, like I said. But yeah, it's a great opportunity to get involved and strengthen your resume, and also to meet people in your degree. So that's all from me. Thank you, and good luck with the year ahead.
Thank you. We've got 10 seconds. Yep. Does anybody have any questions for Mitchell about either being a rep or being part of the club? Okay. Thank you.
Cool. No worries. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so excuse me, but I'm just going to improvise. So we are expecting a key member of our team to come and chat with you, but I know they were coming from another meeting, and they may be held up. So I'm going to take the task that Ivanka was going to take, and when Ivanka arrives, I will introduce them to you. Part of Ivanka's role was to introduce you to the topic coordinators for the core, in particular the core first year topics in your program. So these are topics that you will all take. It will vary as to whether you take them in semester 1 or semester 2, but these are the key topic coordinators for our programs. So the first of these is Roweda. You're not mic'd up. Who's going to just introduce herself and tell you a little bit about the topic she coordinates.
So hi everyone, and welcome to Bachelor of Health Science. So I'm Roweda Slim, I'm the topic coordinator for bioscience. In terms of what you're going to learn, it's going to be a very interesting topic. You're going to learn about a human body system, so in this case about functional structure. We'll have fun activities as dissecting a sheep heart, inflating a sheep or a lamb lung. So it's going to be an interesting topic in terms of you're going to be introduced to all your 11 body systems. So I wish you all the best.
Thank you. So, Tori, are you happy? Matt is coming, but he's not here yet because we've changed the order.
No problem, I can talk for Matt
Thank
and
you.
myself. So hi everybody, I'm Tori Llewellyn, and along with Matt, we're coordinating Research and Study Skills 1.
You need to be in the camera.
Yep. Let me start again. I hate being behind this, so I'm a
Well,
walker.
here.
So.
Yeah, me too, don't worry. I'll go into trouble.
So yeah, I'll just reiterate. So my name's Tori Llewellyn. Along with Matt, I'm coordinating Research and Study Skills 1. Most of you, if not all of you, will be taking that this semester. And that's intentional because the first 4 weeks really focus on you gaining those academic skills that you need for all of your other topics as well. So historically, you kind of did the same thing in all 4 topics, which was duplication and really not that helpful for you. And so we've actually moved it it all into this topic. You get everything at the beginning so that you can start using it and practicing in your other topics. And then we move into some basic research skills and some evidence-based practice, which is basically giving you skills that you need to answer health-related questions. So I don't know how many of you have already had, you're in Bachelor of Health and probably already have friends that are asking you random questions about what you think about X, Y, and Z in health. I did a year of psychology, and as soon as I mentioned I was doing psychology, everybody said, "Oh, can you psychoanalyze me?" I'm like, dude, I haven't even started classes yet. And so that sort of idea is to give you those skills so that you actually feel confident to answer questions if people ask you about vaccine hesitancy and that sort of thing, to be able to go to the literature and actually feel confident that you're giving them a really well-rounded evidence-based response. So that's the idea with Health 1010. Workshops do start right from next week. If you haven't been on the Flow site yet, particularly if you have a workshop on Monday, please do so, because we want you to actually listen to the lecture recordings each week before you go to your workshop. So the lecture recordings come available at the stroke of midnight between Friday and Saturday every week, and the idea is that you then have that weekend, if you have that 9 o'clock Monday particularly workshop, to actually read the notes and have a listen to the lecture recordings that you're ready to go when you get to your workshop. I think that's it from me, so I look forward to meeting you all next week. I'll come to each of the workshops so that you can see my smiling face again, and to introduce you to your tutors, which are taken from our BHS team and some of our casual BHS team members as well.
Thank you very much. Do you want to talk about Indigenous health? It's either you or me. All right, so we're in the process of some change at the moment in the team, and the coordinator for Indigenous Health for Health Sciences is Tracy Ann Rankin. Now, Tracy doesn't officially start work with us until the week after next, but she's been coming in and doing bits for you, but she couldn't be here today because she still hasn't finished her other job. So Indigenous Health for Health Sciences is an introductory topic. It's quite a challenging topic, but it's an absolutely crucial set of skills for you to learn. This is a topic that attempts to ensure that throughout your interaction with content related to the health of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, that content is in safe hands when you're handling it, but also to prepare you for when you're out in practice. Again, interpersonal and interprofessional communication, key skill for anybody who wants to work in just about anywhere now, but particularly if you are looking for a future in a health profession. Across all industries, one of the things that employers note about new graduates is that they need better communication skills. So we have a strong focus on those in our topic for that general reason, but because they're absolutely essential for health professionals. And finally, contemporary health issues, which I coordinate. That's a topic that really asks you to step back and think about the long-term changes that are occurring in the health of the population, and also how that fits in with the healthcare system that we have, and how the kind of policies that we have in health affect people's access to services. But we hope that you'll start thinking about how those policies might affect your own practice when you've graduated and you're working in the healthcare system. We get some quite good feedback from students about that topic in terms of, I've always had these questions about the healthcare system and I've never really understood this aspect of it, and that's clear to me now. And that it actually helps them as a consumer as well as a professional. So some other people that we have Claire Goff. Come on up.
Thank you. I probably don't need this, but I'll take it. So I'm Claire Goff. I am coordinating our digital health specialisation in health sciences, which is relatively new and being introduced, but is really necessary in the space of where healthcare is going. So these topics are going to give you some transferable skills and make you aware of how we can use digital health and technology in healthcare to provide better outcomes, not just for our patients, but to make our lives as healthcare professionals, for some of you, easier and more efficient. So in semester 2, we've got a topic that you can select as an elective at this point, which is Introduction to Digital Health. It's up there at the top if you want to make note of the number. In that topic, we really start at the basics and look at databases and security and privacy concerns that we might need to consider in healthcare when we're using certain technologies. And we explore some of the bad examples of hacking and Medicare data going missing and appearing on the web, and work out what we need to do to safeguard our data in particular. But we also get to play with some fun stuff. So we have some sessions exploring virtual reality, robotics, different types of wearables and healthcare monitoring apps. And so there is a practical element to this. We also play games and look at gamification in Introduction to Digital Health. So if that's going to persuade you to come to tutorials, then sign up for me. Thank you. Thanks, Jane.
And I'm the last person on the list of people that you might see as topic coordinators in first year. I coordinate a topic called Health Promotion for Health Professionals. And if you're in the Health Sciences Master of OT program, that's core in your first year. And I know that many therapy studies students who are thinking about OT will often take it as an elective as well in first year. But again, the rest of you are welcome to the topic, and you can select it. Most of you can select it as an option topic. So it introduces students to health promotion. There's a really well-developed body of theory and evidence around how to do health promotion well. It's often seen from the consumer perspective as just telling people what they need to do to be healthy, but it's a much more complex enterprise than that. And health promotion is all around you in your lives. So we will introduce how to go about doing health promotion in that topic. So there are some other coordinators from our team. The first three, you've met Claire. Matt is, poor Matt, I wasn't planning on introducing him just yet. So he's been caught short, and Ivanka, who seems to have been held up. But not to worry, because I have the marvellous Jessie Shipman here, who will talk to you briefly about her role in the program, but also her role in a university-wide initiative as well.
Thanks, Jane, and welcome to all of you. Always gives me goosebumps to come to these orientation sessions and see everyone here, and you know, acknowledge those of you online as well, and just think about the journey that you've got ahead of you and how exciting that is. It's a very long time ago now, but I remember those similar feelings of starting uni. Back when I did, and it's just a privilege to be here to welcome you. So thanks, Jane. I have a number of different hats that I wear. So I'll start with my topic coordinator hat. So you probably won't see me this year, but I coordinate a core topic in second year and first semester called Health 2101, Critical Social Analysis of Health. It's a wordy name for a topic where basically we look at, we build on some of the core knowledge that you've learnt in first year around contemporary health issues, Indigenous health, and start to really look a bit more deeply at the idea of health inequalities, and then use sociological theory to kind of move towards more of an equity-based practice, focus on practice in health professional practice, and thinking about how can we work in ways that are really focusing on strengths and bringing about equity and hopefully justice-based approaches to health. So don't worry if that doesn't make too much sense right now. A lot of the building blocks will be set for you in this first year, and then you'll come into 2101 next year. But one of the things that we will look at is in 2101 is practice around inclusive practice and working with LGBTQIA+ communities, as well as other groups like children and young people, older people. But focusing on the LGBTQIA+ communities is really important because it's an area of practice. Oh, thank you, Jane. Yep, onto my... So just take that hat off, put another hat on. It might not mean much to you just now, but a lot of you will be going into health professions or areas of work that kind of come under the umbrella of the of AHPRA, the AHPRA Code of Conduct, which you'll become familiar with. And a lot of professional codes of practice are now making sure that they have really clearly stated there that they expect our graduates to be coming out with skills in being inclusive and being safe and affirmative in terms of supporting members of the queer community. So at Flinders University, we have a really active and Pride network that has hundreds and hundreds of members of both staff and students. And we're a really proud network of people who are members of the community, of the queer community, but also allies. So don't feel as though this doesn't relate to you if you don't identify as a member of the community. We're really calling on allies, people who can help us make sure that Flinders is a safe and affirming place for the community. So the Flinders Pride Network runs training. We run training in ally training. We run fun celebratory events. And we also have a really dedicated committee who represent the network, who are working in consultancy-based work sort of across the university to bring about change where it's needed in terms of policy and practice. And so on that, again, this ties back into our teaching in the program. One of the things that we'll look at in second year is gender inclusive practice. And one of the ways that you can engage in that right from now, from the word go, before you get to second year, is to think about role modelling, introducing your pronouns. So it's really important that we don't assume people's gender or sexual orientation based on what they look like or what their name is. So we're trying to implement a university-wide practice. We're just in an awareness-raising campaign at the moment to encourage staff and students to think about introducing yourself by your preferred name and using your pronouns. It's something that you can do in your classes when you start next week. So my name, I didn't actually do it at the beginning, whoops. So my name's Jessie, my pronouns are she, her or they. And so when you introduce yourself in class, I encourage you to use your pronouns, and that helps everybody to know that you've identified your own preferred name and pronouns that you want people to refer to you by. And hopefully you'll start seeing more and more staff doing that too. I encourage you to add your pronouns to your email signature if you haven't done already. And the other thing is that if you do have a preferred name that is different to the name that might be in the system, I encourage you to, when you first attend your class, maybe have a word with your tutor or contact your tutor by email and just let them know that I'd like you to refer to me as this name, but you might find that this is different to the name that appears in the system. Unfortunately, our systems are a bit clunky and old and haven't necessarily got the capacity to always show somebody's preferred name. So I encourage you to do that, identify that to your teaching staff if that's the case. I think that's everything from me, but do use the email address if you want to sign up for our network. You don't have to do anything by being a member of the network. You'll just be added to our Teams page and you'll get all the updates in terms of activities and events and things that we're doing across the uni. And so hopefully I might see you at various Pride events or see your name coming in as an ally who's wanting to join. But if I don't, I will certainly see you in second year next year. Yeah, okay, and so that hat off now, and my third hat on, which is as the Bachelor of Health Sciences Honours Coordinator. So very early days yet, but I'm planting a seed right now that you will keep getting a tap on the shoulder as you move through your program. So Tori's spoken about our wonderful first year research and study skills topic. You will then move into second year and then third year research and study skills. And what we're doing through those topics, as Tori's mentioned, is really building your skills and knowledge in research, understanding how research is really important in clinical practice, in any work as a health professional. But also, obviously, if you're interested in a research career. And once you've finished your 3 years in the Bachelor of Health Sciences, we invite you to consider honours. And we'll keep, as I say, we'll keep sort of flagging that to you as you go through. Honours is a wonderful opportunity to have a kind of a 1 year, almost an apprenticeship in research where you can do a project that you might be really passionate about, or an area that might get you into another area of work that you're interested in pursuing. So watch this space. You'll keep hearing that flagged as we go through, and I work with particularly the second year and third year topic coordinators in research and study skills to sort of identify students who might be really showing a keen interest and ability in that space. So it might be a long way off, but maybe just note down honours as a possibility for when you've finished. And I'm happy to answer questions on that at any point on your journey through. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for Jessie?
For any of my hats.
Thank you. I've been promising you that Ivanka would get here, and she was held up in her meeting as I predicted, so let me hand you over to Ivanka, who's our academic lead in health sciences. Yeah, right. Do you want to use one of these?
Oh, that'll be all. I can move. Thank you very much, Jane, and thank you for your patience. Welcome, everybody. My name is Ivanka. My pronouns are she, her. And I would first like to start by acknowledging that the lands that we are sitting here on today are the traditional lands of the Kaurna people, and I wish to pay my respects to our elders past, present and emerging, and think about the way that we live, work and study on those lands. I would also like to thank you for choosing a career in health. I think that this is such a fabulous area to be in. Obviously, all the staff that you've heard from think that it's a fabulous area to be in, otherwise we wouldn't be in this space ourselves. I trust that you've met most of the fabulous team that we have here in health sciences that are here to support you throughout your degree, and I do hope that you reach out to any of us or all of us at some point throughout your studies with any questions that you might have, concerns or happy stories. We're always keen to hear exciting news from people as well about the different career choices that they're making, or the things that they've loved about the topics that we teach them. As academic lead of health sciences, I work very closely with your course coordinator, Jane Harford, to help deliver the program and programs that you will be involved in. And as you'll learn throughout your university studies, lots of the academics here do wear many hats, like Jessie mentioned. My many hats also include a range of research in relation to health, and that's where I'm most passionate. And I'm now involved in the third year research and study skills topic and bringing that out. But I do things ranging from focusing on work with physios, looking at pre-frailty in 40 to 65-year-olds to prevent frailty in older adulthood and how we might use resistance training in that space, to working with exercise science colleagues on VR technology to help with pain and endometriosis, to doing body image-related work with patients who have irritable bowel syndrome and disease. So a broad variety of things in relation to health to help make people's lives better. And I'll finish because I'm a talker. Once you get to any of my topics, you'll realise that I just like talking, and so I apologise for that now ahead of time. But again, thank you for your interest in health, and really look forward to seeing the next generation of health professionals out there in the world. Thank you.
Just before, are there any questions for Ivanka? Okay. In a minute, I'll introduce you to one more staff member, but you've all been sitting for an hour, and can I tell you, Ivanka's hidden her light under a bushel because she's really big on exercise, and whenever we have long meetings, she makes us stand up and stretch when we're an hour in. So we're going to do that now. Okay.
They've been an aerobics instructor in a former life. I reckon you should, there you go. Reach your hands up to the sky, reach, stretch to one side, back to the other. See whether you can do a little pirouette on the spot and not knock anyone over. And then just shake, rattle and roll. There we go. Sorry,
So clearly I have a lot to learn about that activity. Okay, so just to catch up on someone that we missed earlier. So Matt Ankers is the other name that is up here, and Matt works with Tori very closely in the first year research and study skills topic, and he'll be a tutor in that topic, but he'll coordinate it in second semester. So I've asked Matt to come and introduce himself. Can you give him a big clap because he's just been awarded his PhD? And he's even more camera shy than I am. In the middle so the camera can see you.
Oh, okay. I knew I should have stayed hidden in my office. Yeah, I'm Matt, almost a doctor, not quite. Nurse by background, so you might be getting the impression that there is lots of different people from different health backgrounds now. So, as Jane said, I am tutoring in the first year research topic, so some of you have probably unfortunately got me, and I'll be taking over the coordination of that in the second semester. So look forward to meeting some of you then. Thank you.
And Matt coordinates a topic in third year called Risk Assessment and Quality in Health. Yep. Which some of you might find interesting if you're thinking about a career in health management or a clinical career. And can I say, if you were going to be unfortunate to have him as a tutor, we wouldn't have him teaching you, so you can ignore that. All right, so that's enough for me for now. I would like to hand you over to Rowena, who is your student engagement coordinator. So she's going to talk a little bit about the transition to university and also about her role in your lives for the next few years.
Okay, so hi again. Thank you, Jane. So I'm Ruwaida Slim, so I'll be the student engagement coordinator. You might be thinking, what's going to be the role of being a student engagement coordinator? This is my email, first of all. I'm going to start with one point that being a student or first year really matters. And later on, you'll be able to know exactly what's going to be my role. So something we know about the first experience as being first year students, but what I'm going to talk about will be as forewarned is forearmed. Now, if you've noticed that everyone talking about research and stuff like this, so what I'm going to talk about, it's going to be as well evidence-based. So it's going to be based on research. So I'm going to start with a story, and later on you'll be able to know exactly what's going to be my role. So there is a project done, or we named this project as the Student and Staff Expectation and Experience. This project in reality tried to investigate the gap between student expectation of university and their actual experiences in their first year. So this study was done among 3 South Australian universities, which are with as Flinders, UniSA, and Adelaide Uni. And the sample size for this study was 10,000 students. So first of all, they surveyed these students when they finished their high school, and later on at the end of their first year as uni year. So the coming slides that I'm going now to use, gonna give you just a brief idea what did they find in the study. So first of all, they find in terms of time for study. You've got an idea how many hours you need to study as a university student? And do you think it's going to be same as high school student? Any guesses how many hours? Let me change it back into here. Any guesses? Do you think it's going to be the same? Do you think moving from high school, or maybe you took 1 year as gap year, and then now coming to uni will be the same load of study, or it's going to be different? Different? Do you think you are prepared to be a university student? Okay, so maybe. Okay. Any guesses in terms of how many hours you need to study per subject during, let's say, during the week? 6 to 7, okay. Is it including your tutorial and also watching your lecture? Yeah? Okay. So first point, I'm going to discuss it, which is time for study. So in reality, they found that most of the first-year students that they were surveyed, they had unrealistic expectations about how much time university in reality would require. So based as, again, I'm talking as research-based evidence, that they found out that the recommended amount of study during as university subject is 6 to 10 hours per week, which is also including outside of a class time, so outside of your tutorial or lab session. So this is in reality, it is what is expected of, it's not same as a school or a student at school. It's in reality, it is double, and it's more as if you've got equivalent to a full-time job. Now, also they found in terms of preparation. So they were able to find that over 50% of the surveyed students, they found out that they weren't prepared to be independent learners. So at school, they were provided with all the resources they needed. However, when you are at uni, you need to do your research. So you need to play a role as being an independent learning. You need to do your preparation. So before you're gonna attend your session, you need to watch the lecture, you need to do the reading required, and sometimes there's gonna be a pre-work required in terms such as completing few activities before you attend the tutorial. So overall, they found that 71% of continuing students report that the standard of university work is extremely different or extremely different to school work or difficult. So in this case, there are going to be few things you need to do before you're going to attend. So preparation is very important. Another thing they were able to find in terms, as I mentioned, becoming independent learning. Now, becoming an independent learning or learner, it's not that you're going to learn it just within one day. So it is a skill that we're going to try to help you to learn, and you become more as independent learner. So as a university student, this is an important skill that you need to focus on. So university is different from school. The standard of work is different. Students are required to do more for themselves, and they have more freedom. So when you're going to have an assignment to do, such as an essay or case study interpretation, you need to know and learn how to do your research. So in this case, you've got the resources using Flinders Library. You need to make sure that you're going to use peer-reviewed articles and so on. So the project in reality found that over 2 out of 3 of the new university students, they still believe that their university teachers will provide all the materials, and this is not true. So we're not going to provide you with everything. They're going to be at one stage, you need to do your own research to complete assignments and so on. Okay? So in reality, you will need to learn to source information yourself. And again, this is a skill you're going to learn step by step. or during as well your study. Now, it's very important as well to acknowledge that this study was funded by a grant from the Office of Learning and Teaching. And as I mentioned, it was done by these 3 universities, as Flinders, UniSA, and Adelaide Uni. Now, you might be thinking now, what does it mean? So why are you talking about this study and why it is important? So why are you using this stuff? So in reality, because we want you to be a good student. So what makes a good student? First of all, motivation. So we expect everyone coming here, they've already motivated and they can see themselves after 3 years they've done this degree, or you've got a goal you want to achieve. So motivation, this is you should already have. Organization. So organization, it's same in terms of preparation. So in this case, it's something you're going to learn step by step and will be able as well, we will help you through this journey. Preparation, so make sure you always do your lecture, watch your lecture, as well do the required reading. In addition, in terms if you need to do any other pre-work required, and sometimes they're going to be post-work, means after you finish your tutorial, you need to complete a task. Now, engagement. It's also important during your study that you always engage with your friends as well as with the staff, with your tutor. So in case you've got questions, always ask and don't stay, let's say, alone or disconnected. In terms of commitment and the drive, and this is also very important, in case there's going to be an assignment to do next week, make sure you've got commitment, you got to do it. It's not that you try, let's say, to postpone tasks. So always try to manage your time. Also, another point you need to think about it, believe in yourself. So one song called "If You Believe You Can Move a Mountain, You Can Do It." So it's very important that you believe in yourself, that you're gonna do it means you're gonna do it. So aim high and try to achieve your dream, make your dream come true. Willing to seek help. Keep in mind we are here to help you. So whatever you need, later on you will notice that my role is to help you and support you. Now, also, a few more things I'm gonna as well mention. So what else we can help you? Make friends. So today you're gonna start this process. It's very important to know people or friends around you that are studying the similar area. Talk to family and loved ones about your study commitment, involve them. Let everyone be involved in your study. Tell them, let's say you went home, during bioscience today, we did dissect a sheep heart, or even we learned about ECG. So let your family be involved about the stuff that you are learning. Engage in your classes, and this is what I mentioned. Also watch your lectures, do your readings. Spend time on campus. So we really recommend that you don't come to campus, just you enroll or you attend your tutorial session 2 hours and then you go home now. It's important that you stay on campus, engage with your friends and the activities that are usually that's gonna be done. Also, allocate sufficient time to study. It's important as well to focus on your personal life, but also make sure that you allocate time to study. So in this case as well, we can talk about time management. So make sure to balance between your academic life, your personal life. We don't want you to ignore your personal life, your well-being, and just focus on your academic one. So try to use a proper time management. Not working too much, so we recommend just 15 hours per week and always ask help. And here it's gonna be my role. So if you need support in your studies, if you need help, rather than, let's say, dropping out or struggling, please seek help and seek help early. So the help that I'll be able as a student engagement coordinator to provide in case you need help for course planning, family or you've got financial issues, student advice, academic issues, access university services, I'll be able to send you to these services. So again, who you need to contact, so I'm Ruwaida Slim, the student engagement coordinator. This is the phone number of my office, my email, and I'm in the office S265. Now again, as Jane mentioned, this will be later on, these slides will be on floor, or will be as well on floor. Now, what other things we can provide you or to support you so that your learning experience, you're going to enjoy it. So one of the things that are present within Flinders is the Oasis, which we always also we give it a name as well-being for success, because your success is important from academic aspect and also as well-being and emotional. So Oasis on the Bedford Park campus is a student community well-being center focused on supporting your physical, emotional, social, and spiritual needs of the students so you can achieve academic and personal success. Now, what do they offer? So they run Flinders Community Market. They've got conversation groups, volunteer program. They've got mindful yoga, midday meditation, and these things you will need. You don't need just to focus on your academic success. Also, your mental health is very important to us. Another thing in terms of services, already Jane mentioned about the available services, but I'm going to as well highlight on this. So Flinders University actively promotes awareness of and respect for the diversity of all our staff and students. So some of our services will include a prayer room, we've got conversation group, we've got equal opportunity advisors, which play a role in terms of providing you with confidential support in case of sexual harassment, abuse, or even bullying. So also we've got Pride Network that Jesse mentioned, and also we've got Good Vibes Experiment. So you'll be able to find out these or through this link. Also, we've got within Flinders the Unify, which is our student connection program that has been diagnosed to offer fun, interactive sessions to meet your peers, also form friendships and develop your confidence. And this is also an important aspect that we want you to be happy and also enjoy your learning experience to be enjoyed, and you enjoy being here at Flinders. So remember, help is available whenever you need. And one more thing I'm gonna mention, that you deserve to feel safe and supported. So always remember, we've got, in case you've got, unfortunately, or hopefully it's not gonna occur, we've got support for victims and survivors of sexual assault, whether it's gonna be through the counseling as Flinders Health and Counseling Disability, or through the National Sexual Assault, Family and Domestic and also Violence Counseling line. And in case you need to report any case of sexual assault or sexual harassment, keep in mind that whenever you're gonna log in as a student within Flinders website, you'll be able always to find that there is this icon here, which is a quick link to report sexual assault and harassment. So in case you forgot how to do it, the moment you're gonna go to the Flinders website, and then as a student, you'll be able to find it here. Also, in terms of support, feeling safe and supported, also we've got support for victims of sexual harassment, not only just the assault, and in this case as well will be through the Flinders Health Counseling and Disability and Student Equal Opportunity Advisor. And keep in mind that, as Jane mentioned, it's very important that you save the security number on your phone. Maybe you're leaving a bit late, after 5 o'clock later on, it's gonna be a winter time, and maybe you feel something suspicious, or maybe just you're feeling unsafe, it's very dark. Or maybe you go next to your car at night and you've got a flat tire. So you need someone just to stay with you to help you. Feel free as well to call the security. So make sure later on you save their number. Why I'm talking about this, I'm co-team leader for Respect Now and Always, that we aim to raise awareness about sexual assault and sexual harassment, and also to support the students who are facing, unfortunately, these things. So this is in terms of support. Other than this, because we're here to support you in terms of, or our aim in terms of well-being and success, we really care about your academic success and your well-being. Also, there are gonna be a few things you need to do as well. So your fees are always due, they're going to be due Friday of week 2 in case you're going to pay your fees. In case it's going to be through the Commonwealth Assistance, so make sure that the form should be submitted by the census date, Friday, week 5. In case you're going to defer your student services and the fees, so make sure you submit a Say Help form. In terms of the scholarship, please do not forget, as Jane mentioned, you don't need to have an ATR around 90 to be accepted. Anyone who thinks that they really need this scholarship, you can apply and you've got high chances that you're going to be given this scholarship. For more information, go to the flindersedu.au, current student, then select financial support and scholarship. And the last part, so what's about next week? So after I've mentioned everything in terms of what you need to do, now this is a quick summary. So what you need to do is check your enrollment against the course handbook, as a study grid. Check your registration in classes timetable. Check where your classes are located so you're not going to get lost. Check any preparation tasks for next week. So you may need to do some work, such as watching a lecture, do a pre-work before attending your tutorial. Also, use university email and regularly check it, so 2 to 3 times per week. Because sometimes maybe we're going to need to change, cancel a session, or we're going to move it into an online session. It's important that you check your email, your university email, because we'll be sending you announcements. Also, in terms of human bioscience, I'll be sending you all the time on Monday and Friday an announcement about what we need to do and also an important reminders. Also, make sure you get your parking permit early, and if you need a textbook for the topic as well, organize your student ID card. Parking on campus, as Jane mentioned, whether using vPermit or Cell or Park app. And if you are unsure about anything topic specific, please contact your topic coordinator. And any questions for me? And that's all. Any questions? No? Okay, so thank you so much and all the best.
Thanks, Rowena. So 2 things I will reiterate. One is ask questions early. If anything's not feeling quite right or something's not clear, you won't be the only one who will likely need an answer to that question. And the sooner we deal with any issues that come up, the less likely they are to have any significant impact on your studies. So please don't feel shy. I meet with a lot of students so I used to be in Roweda's role, and I've met with a lot of students who've been struggling with studies. And there's quite often lots of them that I see, and they're always surprised that they're not the only one. And it almost always transpired that there have been things affecting their ability to study for quite some time before they made it to my door. So struggling at university in first year is pretty common, and the sooner you talk to somebody about it, either Roweda, myself, the Health and Counselling Services, somebody around the university, the more likely it is that a plan can be put in place to help you work through that. So please come and talk to us early. All right. So were there any general questions that have come out of, so while you've been sitting here mulling, anything that's come to mind that we can help with? Yeah.
You said there was doctors and nurses on site. Are there physios as well?
Okay. So not in the student services, but there's nobody here. Yeah, there are in Health to Go, and I think that there are some conditions around booking those, but they're always, the Masters of Physio students, supervised in particular, are always looking for people to develop their skills on.
And discounted rates as well. So if you look at the Health to Go website, you'll be able to...
Sorry, I think this is worth, because I didn't know that.
So via Health to Go, and you can look at their section on the website, you can book appointments with student physios at a discounted rate. They are observed by senior clinicians, so they're not let loose on you, but they're also looking to increase their experiences and their practice of assessing and helping you through certain injuries, especially if you have signed up for sport here at Flinders as well.
Thank you, Claire. So thank you for asking that question, because I actually learned something from the answer, which is one of the reasons that I enjoy teaching, because students prod me to think about what I think I know and to go away and make sure that I'm okay with what I think I know, or to change what I know. Can I say, Jessie said that she remembers, I can remember the clothes I was wearing when I was here 40 years ago, nearly 40 years ago. So this is a big day. Bits of it will stick in your mind, hopefully lots of it, but we'll put the slides on flow in case they don't. Okay, so I've already said make the most of orientation. There'll be 4 weeks of orientation activities rolled out over the first half of the semester. I encourage you to pay attention to the emails and notices that come out and make use of them. As I said, they've been co-designed with students, and they're really carefully developed to support what you need at that point in your transition to university. So this week is O Week, and next week will be Connect Week, which is the week where the university really works hard to help you connect with activities, services and people that will be helpful for you. Most of you, I hope, hadn't received an email from me on Friday encouraging you to come to the session today. If you enrolled after Friday, you might not have got it. One of the things that I recommended that you do is to look at the FUSA website. So FUSA is the Flinders University Student Association. The Student Club is a club that's affiliated with FUSA, but there are a whole range of clubs related to all kinds of things that might interest you: sports, hobbies. You know, there's a fencing club and a bushwalking club and all sorts of things. They're a great place to meet other students, not in your course, but also to become involved in some fun activities. So I recommend that you look at what comes across your email next week for Connect Week. Okay, so we're out of order. So there's one more really important member of our team who I want to introduce you to. So Kate Taylor coordinates a third-year topic, and I know it seems a long way away now, but it's something that I want you to give thought to. And when you go into research and study skills and work with Tori and the team and start developing your career plan, one of the things that I hope you will think seriously about is whether or not a workplace placement is something that will help develop your CV and your experience for when you complete your degree. So Kate coordinates that topic, and I thought it would be useful for you to hear from Kate today so that you know broadly what that looks like, and you can start thinking about whether it's something you would like to pursue in third year.
Hi, thank you. So welcome. So you'll be in third year before you know it. Time flies, right? Especially when you've got due dates and deadlines of assignments. So one assignment at a time, you'll wake up and you'll be in third year. My topic, I'm going to be bold to say, I think it's the best topic in the entire degree, because you get to utilise everything that you've learnt over the 3 years, or the two years when you get to the topic. And you get to consolidate your skills and showcase how fabulous you are in a placement environment. You know, most topics, when you do a placement, they organise a placement for you, they tell you where to go, they tell you what you're going to do, and they'll tell you what you're going to learn. But this topic, you decide where you want to work, you decide what you want to learn, you decide the discipline you want to work in, and you can just shine in that role. Hopefully get a job out of it. But if at the very least you'll get experience on your CV, which will go towards your graduate ready skills. So when you actually go for a job, you can talk about the experiences that you've gained, the skills that you've learnt, and you can show them that you're work ready. So this topic, I encourage you, as you go through the course and you find the areas that you're passionate about, the areas that you want to commit to, start thinking about the organisations you'd like to work with, you'd like to relate to, and actually enrol in my topic, which is an elective topic, so you have to enrol into it. And, you know, together we can make this work, we can make that placement fit with you. So I look forward to seeing you all there. It's a fabulous topic and the sky's the limit, you know, and yeah, let's do this journey together. Thanks.
Do you want to talk about some of the organisations that you've got students going to? And
Yeah, sure. So some of the organisations that the students do placement in at the moment is in the area of disability. We've got people going to working with a YMCA. We've got organisations in Head Start, mental health wellbeing. As I said, the sky's the limit. We've got some physio opportunities. We've got OT opportunities. So, you know, the organisations that you're passionate about, you know, we can tap on any business, you know, knock on their door and, you know, create new partnerships and create new experiences for you. So I'd like to expand this opportunity to an international opportunity as well. So that's something that we're looking at and trying to develop. So, you know, think locally and let's also work globally as well.
Thank you. Thanks very much. All right, so that's the end of us sitting in this room listening to lots of people talk. What we have planned now for the rest of this session is first a tour of the campus, and then we'll drop off the students who are in Health Sciences, the Master of OT, and Health Sciences, Master of Physio, to the rooms where you'll meet your Master's course coordinators. So I'm going to do this in stages so that you leave in groups that make sense for where you're going to end up at the end of the tour. So are you okay to take a tour? We haven't printed off the tour. Okay. So if you're in the Masters, if you're in Health Sciences Master of Physio, can I get you to come down and join Tori? So it's basically end of the corridor, north, their north teaching rooms, out through the east building, just to show them where the teaching room's on the other side, down the ramp.
It's level 3, isn't it? Yep.
Down the ramp to the pantry. This is point out the college office, through the pantry, point out the evacuation spot and the gym. Yep. Past Health to Go.
Yep.
And then up and across the ramp back to S250. That's our reception area. Yeah, we've only got one copy.
Reception area.
And then
am I dropping them?
So the physio students will be in 403. Pretty sure it's 403. Right. Yep. Library.
Ms. Hay, I'd love to meet you. Can you remember 403 for me? That's where I need to drop you off. Okay.
South. And the library. That's the other place.
And the library. Okay.
Thanks. Okay. Nice to meet you all. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice to meet you all. There's no need to come back here after you've finished meeting with Claire, but please contact Rowaida or I if you have any questions about anything. Okay. Right. All the best. So if you're in Health Sciences Master of OT, who wants to take this group?
Where are they going to go?
Yeah, just out point down the north built corridor and say there's if your room starts with N, that's where it is. Walk through the east building.
where am I dropping them off? Is the bit I wasn't sure of.
So the OT students will be S210.
That's near us.
Yeah.
That's the end of our corridor.
Yeah. So it's basically
S210.
through the east building, down to the pantry, point out the college office, through the pantry, point out the evacuation
Great.
and the gym, past Health to Go, back along the bridge,
Yep.
show them S250.
Yep.
Talk about the fact that there's their labs and
The
lots
rooms
of
are
their teachers.
upstairs.
And then the library entrance.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll see what we find.
All right.